After millions of dollars of renovations, it's almost opening night at the Fisher Theater. Now they hope they'll have a show-stopping celebration. WCIA3's Jen Lask is live in Danville this morning. Jen, there have been some big changes there.
Yeah, Aaron, there are a lot of big changes here. They've got new upgrades, new features, and new leadership as well. The board of directors for the Vermilion Heritage Foundation has announced Jason Rome is going to be the new executive director. Rome grew up in Westville and Danville. He has a background in the fine arts after majoring in music at Millikan University. Now, as for the Fisher Theater, it was built in 1884 as the Grand Opera House, and in 2018, the Julius W. Hegler Foundation donated money to renovate the building. Crews upgraded as much as possible while working to stay true to the original design. A new addition has also been added with restrooms, an elevator, and another staircase, and more upgrades are on the horizon, including moving the entertainment museum to the 3rd floor. The Fisher Theater's grand reopening is happening this Saturday with the sold-out concert featuring the group The Lettermen. Reporting live in Danville, Jen Lask, WCIA3, your local news leader.
So not quite done with summer yet. Back into the mid and upper 80s we go. Good amount of sunshine too. Some fog around this morning. Be careful of that. But overall, just prepare for the heat and humidity. We're going to be up around 86 in Champaign with that northeast wind around 5 to 15 miles per hour. As I mentioned, fog could be possible this morning. Not going to be too widespread or too dense, but the few areas that it is, make sure to use the low beams as you're taking the kids to school, or if the kids are going to be waiting out at the bus stop, they'll have to keep an eye out for that. Mid 60s to start off, then back into the 80s we go by the afternoon, so it's definitely going to be a warm one later on today with mostly sunny skies. 70 in Lincoln, currently sitting at 75 in Quincy. We're at 63 in Champaign, closer to 70 in Effingham, but just barely sitting under that with no rain nowhere near the area. Probably will stay away at least for the next few days. On into the afternoon we go. We see the sunshine definitely begin to take over after some of the fog burns off. We'll see more of the clouds farther to our west. Those clouds try to sneak in, but mainly will stay off to our west as we head on into the night, too. Just a few passing clouds ahead for us later into the week before some rain chances will start to eventually increase. We'll talk about when those happen, plus talk about a cooler weekend ahead with some possible rain coming up in your 7-day forecast in just about 5 minutes. Aaron?
Thanks, Adam. The man accused of killing a state trooper last month is now officially charged with first-degree murder. In a 10-count indictment, a grand jury says 45-year-old Christopher Grant committed the unlawful possession of a weapon by a felon and armed violence. State Trooper Nick Hopkins was serving a search warrant in East St. Louis when police say Grant shot him. Grant is in the St. Clair County Jail on a $5 million bond. Family and friends are mourning after a man was killed this weekend. 24-year-old Christopher Stone was shot and killed Saturday night near East Cantrell and South Illinois streets in Decatur. Loved ones gathered to remember Stone and the legacy he left behind. Officers say they got a call someone was shot near the Gateway Community Center. When they got there, they found Stone in the parking lot. His family says he was there for a gender reveal party. Stone was rushed to the hospital but died shortly after. There was a balloon released to honor his life. They say he was a hard worker, athlete, author, and a father of 2.
I just want to know, like, why? Why him? He's a good kid, regardless of what's going on. My family's just going too much.
The coroner says Stone was shot several times. Police say they're talking to witnesses, going through evidence, and looking at leads. A Decatur man is facing charges after police say he beat his daughters with a belt. 28-year-old Craig Owens was arrested for domestic battery and aggravated battery of a child. Owens is accused of beating his child after she got some of her math problems wrong. They say he also hit her sister with the belt while she was eating cereal before school. Marks were left on both of them. A substitute teacher was asked to leave the building after he made racial comments. It happened during a health class at Mattoon High School last week. The school district announced the teacher has been removed from future substitution positions. They're thanking students for telling them about what happened. Police say a man driving a motorcycle died in the crash Friday night. It happened near Washington Street and Buchanan Street in Monticello. Officers say he was heading west on Washington Street when he came up on a curve. He then lost control, slid across the eastbound lane, and hit a tree, throwing him from the motorcycle. The bike slid into a house and caught fire, but that was put out by the time the fire department got there. The biker was pronounced dead at the scene. No word on his identity. The driver of a truck was taken to the hospital after crashing into a building Friday night. Happened on Green Street near Neal Street in Champaign. Police say the driver could have been under the influence, but they are still investigating. 2 people were hurt after their cars crashed head-on. Happened on I-74 eastbound near Lincoln Avenue in Urbana early Saturday morning. State police say a man was driving the wrong way, coming west on the eastbound side. Both of the cars were heavily damaged and both drivers were taken to the hospital. The person going the wrong way is charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. A cat owner says her pet was pepper sprayed in the face while sitting outside her house. Now she wants justice for him. This is Clarence. Leslie Till says he was sitting in her front yard in Champaign Thursday morning when a man sprayed him with pepper spray. Till's neighbor, Stephanie Fisher, saw it all happen. She says the cat wasn't doing anything and the attacker had no reason to spray him.
I look away for a second, and as I looked back, he was walking by, had this can of pepper, or a can of spray. I didn't know what it was. And then just started hosing this cat.
Till immediately called police. They couldn't find the suspect. She washed Clarence's eyes out with water, and he's doing okay. But she wants the person who did it to be held responsible. A new law looks to protect people who run businesses out of their homes. It lets owners list the address of their county clerk's office instead of their house, but only in certain cases. Business owners have to have a police report or a court order proving they need to keep their information secure.
All of what we do, we're trying to protect people, their private information when it comes to vital records in the county clerk's office, as well as their personal safety. We know there's a public place in which we need to be transparent and disclose our information, but certainly people's physical safety always comes first.
Home businesses are required to register with the county clerk under Illinois law. The new law starts January 1st.